Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrath Maulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Tuesday, the 8th of Zulhijjah, 1447, 26th of May, 2026. Our Hazrat Wala is speaking about Jibilli Sifat Razila ki Islah. Jibilli Sifat Razila ki Islah, rectification of natural blameworthy qualities. Question, there's a question here. The natural disposition of a person cannot be changed. The jibilliyat of a person, the natural disposition of a person cannot be changed. How then can Islah and rectification of natural blameworthy qualities be within one's control? That's a question. If a person's jibillat cannot be changed, then how can the blameworthy qualities, natural blameworthy qualities, sifat, be within one's control? The Salik, the Talib is asking this question. Answer. Hazrat Anwi is answering here and saying, I'm astonished that you still have these doubts. Tell me, this jibilliyat, this element that is there, and the other one is the amal, both of them that's there. Tell me about this here. We accept that the essential element is not within one's control. This jibilliyat is not within one's control. However, the amal, the action is within one's control. It is not natural. The essential element, the jibilliyat, can certainly not be removed. The jibillat of a person can never ever be removed, but it is within one's own choice if he wants to act or not act according to its demands. And this is what man, insan, is liable for. When he acts against its demands repeatedly, the demands of this jibillat, this element that he has in himself, if he acts against it over and over again repeatedly, then the essential element, the jibillat itself, also becomes weak. Now, these are noteworthy points. These are immeasurably useful points. In fact, these are what need to be taught. However, nowadays, I do not see them mentioned anywhere, neither by the ulama nor by the Sufis. Sufism, tasawwuf, has been reduced to a vague image. This is why its reality has remained concealed for quite some time. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It has become so clear that there remains no ambiguity and confusion. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hazrat Tanvi is saying, I have no doubt or misgiving about any issue related to tasawwuf, neither in fathoming, understanding any hal, any condition of a seeker, nor in recommending an answer, a plan for the islah of this person, for his rectification. No matter how complex a person's condition may be, I say to you, while desiring your well-being, that you must appreciate this type of clarity in today's times and take benefit from it. Now, Islah ka khulasa, the essence of rectification. A Talib had related to Hazrat that he had countless faults and had given up hope in his Islah and rectification. Hazrat explained the essence of Islah to him by saying that it was nothing but consciousness, istihzar, to be conscious, to be mentally alert, and himmat, courage. Two things, istihzar and himmat. to be mentally alert and conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then after that to have courage. The seeker, the talib, benefited tremendously from this. The gist of the prescription and explanation is the same. They both express the same theme, even in ikhlas and courage. Ikhlas, sincerity and courage, the fundamental thing is courage, because if a person wants to develop sincerity, he will need to pluck the courage for it. And istihzar, mental alertness and consciousness, is the aid to himmat. It is the aid to courage. There are different forms of istihzar, consciousness. The seeker, the talib, must act on what the shaykh prescribes for him. For example, he will have to perform 10 rakats of optional salat, nafal salat, for every shortcoming as a fine. The shaykh will stipulate that fine for him. This is a jurmana, it's a fine. This is done so that when he is confronted with another occasion for committing the wrong, he will fear the fine. He will fear, I'm going to have to pay with 10 rakats, and develop a sense of istihzar, consciousness, mental alertness. Once he has this consciousness, he must resort to himmat, courage, immediately, and overpower the demand of the carnal self. If he is particular about consciousness and courage, istihzar and himmat, he will, insha'Allah, be protected against shortcomings, and his islah will be realized gradually. Apart from the above mentioned fine, which I had laid down for the seeker under question, I asked him to study the kitab, Nuzhatul Basatin, daily. It contains 1,000 stories of the awliya. In addition to the many blessings from it, the reader will develop strength, consciousness, and courage. Now, I found this prescription of Hazrath on the subject of consciousness and courage to be extremely beneficial. I therefore preserved it in a couplet. It reads as follows. जो गुर हजरत ने फरमाया है इस्तिहज़ार व हिम्मत का, सरासर नुस्खा अक्सीर है इस्लाह उम्मत का. So, this gem or the formula, let me put it that way, the formula which Hazrat described about consciousness of Allah and courage is an absolute auxiliary for the rectification of the ummah. You know that kitab Nuzhatul Basatin, our Hazrat Wala is saying that we must make koshish to see if we can get this kitab. Now Allah Ta'ala give us understanding, give us himmat of this year, what has been discussed. Give us understanding of this. कामयाबी तो काम से होगी, न के हुस्न कलाम से होगी, जिक्र के इल्तिजाम से होगी, फिक्र के ihtimam से होगी. Success will come about, but you will have to do something. It will come about by being particular with your zikr. It will come about if you have fikr and concern for your islah. Now, Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of preserving this bayan, and bless us with the bounty of amal that we can practice on the demands of what has been said. It is short, very concise, but very, very beneficial. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.